Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Blue Sky, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. All right, well, earlier it was reported that Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger and her DUI case, which is set to wrap up this week. Karen found herself in trouble back in March 2024 after crashing her car in Potomac, Maryland. She was convicted and found guilty of driving under the influence, neglect driving, and other charges. Now the prosecutor stands they're saying that she needs jail time because this was her fourth alcohol related offense. Well, Karen's team, her defense team, doesn't believe jail time is necessary. According to Washington Post, a recent court filing by the attorney David Martella gave somewhat of an overview of what both sides could argue before Judge Terrence McGaughan hands down the sentence. Now, Karen's defense team is focusing on her rehabilitation over incarceration, noting that the trial really woke her up. They said she was shocked with embarrassment. She could not turn off the testimony or the body cameras. She could not get up and walk out the room. The trial was a real wake-up call. Following the trial, Karen spent 28 days in a Florida rehab program, which she has since completed and is back home where she's continued to work by attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings daily. Her attorney, William Brennan, and Christopher Griffins believe that she's making real progress and could continue on this path of recovery rather than sit behind bars. Karen's legal team may also touch on the fact they're saying that she had trauma, that she was sexually assaulted when she was in college, and that's made a lasting impact on her life. They hope that this context helps explain her struggles as they advocate for her sentence, focus on treatment instead of incarceration. Now, while her attorneys argue that she's on the road to recovery, prosecutors aren't convinced. As previously reported, they are, with this being her fourth alcohol-related offense, they're pushing for a 6-month jail sentence. Now, if you watch Real Housewives of Potomac, she wasn't at the reunion because she's in rehab. And it's interesting because they had asked some of the castmates about it, or former castmates, and some of them, a lot of them were happy that she is getting treatment, but some of them thought it was to kind of lessen the what could be her sentencing. Brittany, with this being her fourth violation as relates to alcohol, she's saying it was prescription pills and alcohol that she didn't realize she was abusing them. But do you think that she will do? I think they're looking at 6 months. You think she'll do that time, or you think they'll allow her to continue with her treatment?
Okay, so I love this show. I have been watching Potomac from the very beginning. I'm so glad you brought it to me because I love the Potomac girls. Okay, I love all of them, even the ones that have left. And it was really disheartening to see Karen, but Karen does have a problem. And 28 days is not enough. And her excuse before was her parents just died. Now it's the sexual abuse. And mind you, I'm not saying that any of that is easy to deal with. But 28 days is not enough to grapple with the fact that you have a problem and that you are so delusional to the problem. Because even on the show, she's constantly acting like she don't have a problem and the girls need to have her back or they haters and stuff like that. And she never lets the girls confront her or talk about it. She always shuts it down immediately. And when you watch the video, she in the cop car telling the cop car that I'm the grand dame. Like, and she was like, I don't know who gave me that name. It was just bestowed upon me. Like, ma'am, Queen Elizabeth did not give you that name. You definitely are walking around here in Delulu land. Like, the 6 months, I definitely believe in rehabilitation. I don't want to see Karen do 6 months, but she do need to sit down longer than 28 days. Now, where that is, it could be in a mental institution. I mean, I don't know if that's worse than jail. I don't know because she got a lot going on. I don't know. They need to put her somewhere for 6 months to make her sit down and sit with herself. Like,
She's in daily AA meetings. What do you think about
that? She need to be in a facility. Talking to somebody, watch the bond. She needs to. Why is a breathalyzer not in the car where you blowing into it? What, like, it's just so many questions because somebody needs to get a grip of her 4 times. 4 times. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Check.
I love Karen. I really do. Oh, I do think that Karen should have handled this a little better than what she did. I think that her denying this is what brought so much more heat on it. I think that if Karen would have just said, look, I take, antidepressants, I'm going through a lot. I've made a poor decision to, get in a car when I should have called for help or called an Uber, which for the life of me, I don't understand why these
I don't
fucking
understand why
not
these
But
celebrities
she
don't.
call an
she had
Uber.
a man in the car. The rumor is
The rumor is that she had blue eyes in the car,
driving
allegedly,
her.
driving her, and that she wanted to avoid that situation. So some people said like they were protecting him. They say Ray is allegedly knowing that as well. Regardless of the fact, I feel like you should have known how to handle this situation, whether it's just to shut the fuck up, don't say nothing that's going to be condemned or look bad in a bad light, and you get your shit together, and then you release a statement. That's classic PR. Where's your people around you that needs to tell you what to do? And like Brittany said, from what the girls are saying, as far as her being this person who is performative a lot. I think that she cares too much about how she appears on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as appearing this image, I know she did made a video for the reunion, and that's why I do love Karen, because she made a comment and said, "Do as I say, not as I do," because she said she know a lot of young girls and people just look up to her or have higher expectations of her. But this would have been great on the show. Now that you have all this heat, it's like now you're trying to fix it. I wish you would have just said, "Hey, look, I'm not perfect. I have this going on. Um, I need to check myself into rehab." Um, and made turn this around. And on the show, I feel like, because you never know, there was a lot of people who were triggered by this, who have their own experiences with drunk drivers. And I understand that. So it's just disheartening to see how she handled it, because she was so worried about her image.
Right.
And I feel like that all of that plays, believe it or not, I feel like all of that plays a role in when it comes to a court. They want to
Yeah.
see you actions, like what did you do afterwards, and you're on a show. So that too, that's why she was so careful about what she said on the show, which I understand. But what she should have did was say, look, I made a mistake. This is what happened. I'm going to go to rehab. We ain't seen Karen for some episodes. Fine. Whether she took that season, those whatever months, like Brittany said, with 28 days, whatever 3 months to go to rehab, then emerge at the end to tell the rest of the story, then come to the reunion and turn this all around. I feel like she missed that opportunity to, one, rehabilitate herself in a perfect way, and two, you're still on the show. You can make some money out of this. You can tell your story. You can make impact and tell people, like she said, do as I say, not as I do. I made a mistake. I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you not to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like she just missed all of that, because I'm the grand dame, I'm perfect,
I agree.
all of that. And I'm like, girl, stop. So with this sentencing, I just feel like, I mean, if she does it 6 months, jail is not a place for anybody, but 6 months is not, I don't know. I ain't gonna say it's not that bad, but for somebody like him, she older, she a little, but I just hope that they get her somewhere else, because I can't see her in jail. I'm just being honest. Like, I just cannot see Karen in jail.
I agree with Shaq. Like, to Shaq's point, like, people look for accountability and vulnerability. She should have came show this season
We would have
instead
loved that.
of being delusional, being like, "Oh, the truth will come out," instead of like,
Was vindicated.
yeah, like she, instead of like making the women not talk about it, like try, like what Shaq is saying, like, cry about it. I would have followed. I would have loved to hear that storyline instead of Mia's baby daddy, husband dead, daddy. I don't know what was
tell your own story. Tell your story. Don't let somebody else in it.
stories. And then Stacy with a gay man, and then I would have loved to hear Karen with the DUI situation, because like Shaq is saying, there is so many people in the world that either know somebody that did a DUI, been affected by a DUI. It's so many ways she could have came out and been like, I own my mistakes and I've helped others through being on this show, bring awareness to this and stuff like that. She could have brought that to court.
And the fact that as far as her being on the show, I feel like I'm not saying she had good reasons to go out and do what she did, but she had valid reasons to feel the way she felt in that moment. So everybody knows, she constantly talk about her mother. And I felt like, okay, there's a lot of people losing people right now that are going through that and do not know how to grieve. And that may do something like this without knowing, because they're in that mental space. So I'm like, this was a great way for you to be just vulnerable, because one, everybody loves Karen. Like, regardless of, even after this, it's like, you made a mistake, hope you bounce back, but you're still a great character for the show. And let Giselle tell it, even outside the show, Giselle started crying. That's the first time we ever seen her like shed a tear, like for real about anybody. Not even, she didn't even cry about her own father for real. She tried to hold it in and she let that out. And that just to show you that Karen is a good person, but you can't be too concerned about what everybody's what the negative things are going to be. Think about all the positive that could have came out of this, and you having that accountability, right? So yeah, I feel bad for her, but I hope that she does not go to. Oh, I just can't see the Grand Dame in jail. I'm like, oh,
that wig gonna be a mess.
That wig gonna be a
falling back. That wig gonna dry. Ooh, that wig gonna be back here. You hear me?
That wig need to be tagged. That
wig, she need to go ahead on and just sew it into the scalp.
I mean, tight.
Do a 6-month bid and sew that in, and then you come out
some braids or
still hanging on to the braid. Like,
yes, she need to do something, because Lord mercy, like,
Well, y'all know Dio's been very outspoken about his polyamorous lifestyle. Well, one of the mothers of his child, she is not here for it. Her name is Sade. And she said that she already, because Neo did an interview where he was saying how they asked him, does he tell his kids about it? Because I think he had 2 women, and now there's a third they added recently. And so he said that he's honest with his kids, he's transparent with them. And so Sade took to Instagram and pretty much called him everything but a child of God, even suggesting that he is an open relationship. And she even posted messages alluding to the fact that a grown woman was digging her nails into the arm of the child. So she doesn't think the kids should be around this. The kids should know about this. And now has this accusation. Brittany, as a mother, what are your thoughts on this? Should he be this transparent with his kids?
Lord Jesus. I mean, when you have money, you could do whatever you want to do. I can't take that from you. And it's your life. You can live it how you want to live it. I do not judge. You have to meet your maker. In my mind, he got 3 girlfriends and he just added a 4th. And
4, okay.
It's 4 right now. And then he got 7 kids by 3 different women. And then, and a partridge in a pear tree and a purse. I don't know, because this is just a lot. Like, it's a lot. Come on. If it were my baby daddy, Lord, okay, they gonna talk about me in your comment. If it were my baby daddy, he would have to see my child at the McDonald's Playhouse in a little jumpy thing, or Chuck E. Cheese, where I can watch what they doing. I'm sorry, you got too many women and men and everybody doing it. Everybody don't have the same morals, and I don't know. y'all sucking toes or something in front of my. I just don't know what's going on. Like it's just too much. Like I just wouldn't. As a mom, I'm not okay. I don't feel comfortable. Like at that point, I don't feel comfortable that you are focused on my child if you focused on 4 different women at that point. Like, why do you need to have my child and 4 different women and all these fans and all of it? It's just a lot. Then you got your other kids, baby mamas and they kids and child. I would have you meet me at a park for your supervised visitation, Neo. I am so sorry. But I do love your music and they would know that that's their daddy music. That I would do that.
They say he took sexy love to the extreme. Uh, Shaq, what are your thoughts on it? Would you feel comfortable like leaving your kids with, with all that?
No. Um, it's kind of like, why our kids our minds are fragile. They are still developing. They have questions, so even, and hey, we can't tell people how to raise their kids. That's number one.
Right.
Like Brittany said, you got a lot of money, so they may feel like, they feel like they may be doing the best they can.
Mm-hmm.
But, when it's out there, you got opinions. So my opinion is, I just don't. How old is the kids again?
I don't know. I know. Yeah, it's 5 or 7.
Like from teenagers all the way down to like babies.
Yeah, like that's still, even as teenagers, they harbor a lot of feelings, and
you got this around half naked.
Yeah, like this, that's a little too much to be revealed. Even if there was, learn how to keep your business your business. Like I wouldn't want that to be out if I know that this is what I'm doing, with my kids around all these women. And like I said, kids' minds are fragile. So like
on Instagram, they be like sliding each other down on Instagram with their tongue in his throat.
Yes, and I know we're in a different climate and a different culture right now, but at the end of the day, that's going to affect the kids. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, they are social media driven. They know how to work stuff. They know how to. I don't care if you block them or tell them they can't get on. They're gonna find a way to get on, because we found a way to get on at school, to get on MySpace. So like, it don't matter how you block kids away from social media. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna get that information. And yeah, I just think it's just damaging to the kids, honestly. Like letting Neo do whatever he want to do, but just have some decorum around your kids and not to display that, and don't let us find out.
What
y'all gonna talk and we gonna judge.
High school doing that? What if your daughter in high school being one of the plethora you know what I'm saying? Like, would he be mad or he don't care? I don't know.
One could argue he couldn't be mad, but at the same time, you gotta have some accountability. Like, okay, I was doing this around my kids around this time and this age. Like,
because kids are sponges, they pick up everything.
Yeah, they're especially nowadays. Like, we seen what Lil X said.
Right.
You are not the president.
Right, exactly. All right, well, Chris Lorenzo, he's the brother of the late Irv Gotti. He opened up about his brother's tragic passing. In a recent interview, he claims that the rap mogul had a massive hemorrhagic stroke while eating Chinese food before his death. Now, he was on the Two-Way podcast, and he pretty much revealed that his brother found out he had diabetes when he was in his late 40s. He was 54 when he passed away. He said Irv doesn't go to the doctor, so he was late to being diagnosed. And when he finally got there to get a physical and checkup, they're like, "Hey, you're diabetic," and he couldn't believe it. I think this could be a cautionary tale, of people that don't go to the doctor, because a lot of this stuff are preventative, they're treatable, things you can do. But if you're not going to the doctor, know what's going on in your system, then unfortunately you can pass away at an early age. Shaq, what are your thoughts on his brother sharing this information?
It's sad, like you said, how old was he again?
54.
Still pretty young. You down from that, and I just don't understand. I work out regularly. I see what my family, background as far as health is. I try to watch out for certain things and stay diligent with that. Especially nowadays, you definitely got to watch what you eat. They putting every damn thing in the food.
Yeah.
It's addictive and stuff. So it's like, it's sad to see that, that's being revealed. And like you said, it sounds like it may have been preventative. But I also know too, he had prior health issues before that, like strokes and stuff, right?
Yeah, the strokes, yeah.
Yeah, so like it just sounds like, these black men sometimes don't like to go to the doctor. Not saying that that's was his case, but sometimes we just feel like, I don't need no doctor. I know what I'm doing. They don't know what they're talking about, or they're just trying to give me this medicine to kill me. Like it's just so much stuff. It's like at the end of the day, if you're consuming, things that are unhealthy, you
Yeah.
need to, and if you know you're not living a healthy lifestyle, you need to have those checkups. You need to go to the doctor. You may need to be on medication until you're able to say, hey, I want to live a more healthier lifestyle. I don't want to be on any medication. So just for him to reveal that, it's just like, dang, it's part of a statistic again.
Yeah. Brittany, what are your thoughts on this?
I think like in the Black community, we got to do a better job of taking care of our health. I do know, like, notice that our people are the last ones to go to the doctor. Like, even when they have something, they'll self-medicate or self-diagnose or just put their health on the back burner because of the job, the kids, and every other obligation that they have. And we got to do a better job. And then there are those that take the stance of, well, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out heavy, right? Like, I'm going to go out with the burger. And, you just got to do a better job just so you can live longer and last longer. They are putting stuff in the foods, y'all. Y'all saw how they
Yes.
look at how that Popeye's chicken sandwich had y'all acting, y'all. They put crack in that. It was something going on
And
for
then
them.
they got tequila with it.
Like
With the
Yeah, I
Popeyes,
heard
I was
that.
just looking like,
they was hanging out of the drive-through windows, cars, going to
yes.
Popeyes with strapped. I'm
It's so
like,
much in the food. Like you ever been to the grocery store? You just like I love chips. I love to snack on. I have a favorite type of chip. I love like these pita chips, the Mediterranean townhouse chip. Those are like my favorite. So I have like my unhealthy version, then I have my healthy version and stuff. But
Yeah.
if you ever go to the chip aisle in a damn supermarket, I just be looking like,
They
where
got a
all this come
million
from?
different chips.
Where all this come from? Like, where the fuck did all this come from?
they
It's
be
just too
mixing
much.
flavors and new this and new
Yes.
that. Like,
Doritos used to have nacho
Three
cheese,
flavors.
Cool Ranch, spicy nacho, and maybe the hot. Well, no, was it the hot? The hot came after. That's it. They have so many different flavors of Doritos and Lay's and stuff. I'm just like, I can't.
and
Like,
it's something food. I go into my son's school and I be trying to sign him out. Mind you, they don't believe I'm his mama because I be going in there and them girls be so developed. They look like they my goddamn mama. I be like, where she get all this ass and titties from? Like, I be like, what in the? She look like she had 4, 5 babies. I be like, God dang.
it's
Like they be, it's something in the food. And they be
Yeah.
pumping these chicken legs up all thick and stuff, and you be going thinking you gonna get bang for your buck. And
Yeah.
baby, that stuff is filled with steroids.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like
You
it's
gotta
so much
watch
stuff
it.
in this
You
food.
gotta
So
watch
y'all
it.
just gotta like take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Yeah.
care of your health. Go to the doctor. The moment you feel something, your body is telling you something is wrong. Like just take care of yourself. And me too. I gotta do a better job of that. I
Yeah.
do too. I will quickly pop a Tylenol and keep it moving. So
No,
Yeah.
you gotta
yeah,
No.
do
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this story, this part of his life is a cautionary tale that we got to take care of ourselves, especially I mean everyone, but especially in the black community because we have so many predisposed type of diseases we
Mhm.
can get. But listen, before we go, our thoughts and prayers and condolences goes out to the family and the fans of the legendary songstress Roberta Flack. Uh,
Yes.
Yes, she's a Grammy Award-winning singer known for hits such as "Killing Me Softly" and "The First Time
Mhm.
Ever I Saw Your Face" has passed away at 88. Um, Her rep said today that they're heartbroken that the glorious Roberta Flack passed away this morning. She died peacefully surrounded by her family. Roberta broke boundaries and records. She also was a proud educator. Now, back in 22, it was shared that she was diagnosed with ALS and could no longer sing. She retired from performing 2 years after suffering a stroke in 2016. So we're definitely keeping her family and fans in our thoughts and prayers. Shaq,
Yes.
let us know where we can listen to Let's Be Clear podcast.
Yes. Still check us out at Official LBC Podcast. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and wherever you get your podcast. That would be Let's Be Clear. Check us out. We have season 2 coming. So very excited. It's a lot of work putting in the second season. So but we still have so much content. We still have season 1. We still have our sessions. And we also kind of keep up with what's going on our Instagram page as well. So check us out.
All right. Well, as always, thank you for joining us. And we'll be right back after this with movie reviews. Back after this.